So effective communication is essential for the success of the organization. So effective communication should be there, and there should be free flow of information within the company. We know that in company there are various departments are there: production department, purchase department, sales department, finance department. Okay, like this various departments are there, and each department should properly communicate with each other. Okay, if communication is not there between the departments, then it will be difficult for the organization to function properly. So there should be effective communication between the different departments of an organization, and also there should be free flow of information within the company. Okay, well structured formal communication needs to be established in every organization. There should be a proper structure. Okay, who should communicate with which person of the department, that should be very proper. Okay, so because then only organization can work in a total whole integrated manner. Okay, if there is no coordination between the departments, then it will be difficult for the proper functioning of an organization. So it is necessary that effective communication should be there, and there should be free flow of information also within the company. This is the formal type of the communication, and there is another type that is informal, that between friends, families, communities, these are all informal. Okay. So first let us understand what is a formal communication. See, formal communication, it can be both oral or in written form. Okay. For example, day-to-day activity, it can be in oral form. Okay. But when you are entering into contracts with outside parties, etc., or some important matters are there, policy matters, it can be in written form. Okay, for day-to-day activity, everything need not be in written form. It can be in oral form also. So formal communication can be both oral as well as written. Follow certain rules, principles, and convention in conveying the message. Okay, when we are talking about a business organization, there should be proper channel for communication. Okay, anybody should not communicate with anybody. Okay, suppose if production department wants to pass on information to purchase department, for example, two departments are there: production department and purchase department. Now here also employees will be working in production department, many employees will be there. In purchase department also employees will be there. Okay, now company should have a clear structure that which person from production department will communicate with which person from purchase department. Okay, otherwise if everybody start communicating with each other, it will create confusion. Okay, so that's why formal communication, there should be certain rules, principles, and conventions in conveying the message. So there should be proper structure decided by the organization only, that which person from which department will communicate to which person in the other department. Then only there will be proper communication. Okay, suppose here person A is the given in charge for communicating with, for example, person X from purchase department. So they will only communicate with each other for official matters. Okay, so that's why we say that formal communication follow certain rules, principles, and conventions in conveying the message. The hierarchy in the organization has to be followed. Okay, whatever policy has been decided in the organization, that who will communicate with which person has to be strictly followed. Okay, formal format, style, and language have to be used. So in a business organization, you should use your formal language, formal format should be used. Okay, you cannot use any language, etc. What is the standard used by that organization that you have to follow? Now, formal communication can be vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. So these are the can be the three pattern of communication in an organization. So let us understand first what is a vertical communication. See, vertical means what? It can be upside or it can be downside communication. Vertical means upwards or downwards in an organization. Okay, now you might have learned the basic structure. So here employees will be there, and in top who will be there? Management of the company. Okay, you might have learned in OC chapter that there is the lower level management. They are the employees, then middle level management will be there, then top management will be there. Okay, so when information flows from bottom to upwards, means from lowest employee to top management, it will be vertical, upward vertical communication, you can say. Or it can be other way also. No? Management wants to communicate some message to the employees, okay, subordinates. Then it can be downward communication, but both are vertical only. Okay, so data that is collected flows up to the top management level of management for review and decision making. Okay, so subordinates will collect data and pass it on to the top management. Why? Because ultimate decision making authority will rest with the top management. So here subordinates will be there. They will give their ideas, etc. of the business to the top management. Then they will analyze that information and give the instructions. So at that time, it will be downward communication. So it is upward communication will be data that is collected by the subordinate is given to the top level of management. For what purpose? Review and decision making. Okay, they can only collect the data and give the ideas, subordinates. Ultimate decision making will be with the top management. So they will study the data properly and give the necessary instruction to the subordinates. Understood? So it will be downward communication. So vertical communication means upward and downward flow of information within the organization. Understood? By instructions and orders are passed down from management seniors to subordinate for implementation. Okay, so subordinates will give the draft ideas, data, etc. to the top management. They will study and analyze that data and give instructions to the subordinate who will then implement that ideas. So here, if you will see, flow is upward and downward directly. So it is called as vertical communication. Understood? Means in simple terms, if you want to understand between seniors and subordinates, if there is a communication, it will be vertical. That is upward communication will be there and downward communication will be there. Understood? What is a vertical communication? Vertical formal communication. Okay. Now another type or pattern of communication is horizontal communication. Now we have seen vertical is between the seniors and the juniors, seniors and the subordinate, because seniors will be at top level and subordinates will be at the lower level or bottom level. So communication will flow like this, upward and downward. Now another pattern is horizontal. If persons of same level are communicating with each other, it will be horizontal communication. Suppose two managers are there, manager 1 and manager 2. Both are of same level only. So if they are communicating with each other, it will be horizontal communication. Okay. In department 1, manager 1 is there, and in department 2, manager 2 is there. Now, if you will see, manager means same level people. If they are communicating with each other, it will be horizontal. So horizontal communication means communication between two parts of organization at same level. This is very important. Person communicating should be of same level in the organization. Okay. If two directors are communicating with each other, it will be horizontal because directors means same level. Okay. Suppose a finance director, okay, is communicating with some other directors in the company, it will be horizontal because both are of same level in the organization. So whenever there is a communication between same level of people, it will be horizontal communication. Okay. Here one example is given. Say, managers of a project in a company may hold a regular daily, weekly, monthly meeting to discuss progress of the project. So if companies are having different projects, project 1, project 2, okay, and each project is having one manager, and both managers will be of same level. So if they are communicating with each other regarding the projects, it will be coming under horizontal communication. Understood? So vertical communication between the senior level and the subordinates, it will be vertical. If persons of same level are communicating with each other, it will be horizontal communication. Clear? Clear? Yeah. No, another type of communication is diagonal communication. That is cross-functional communication between employees at different levels of organizational hierarchy is described as diagonal communication. Now we have seen two structure, vertical and horizontal. Now suppose production department is there, okay, and purchase department is there. Now production department wants some materials for producing goods. So they will have to communicate to the purchase department. Now, for example, in production department, let us understand there are 3 employees working. One is the manager and employee 1 and employee 2. Here also 3 are there, manager, employee 1 and employee 2. Now, if you will see the communication structure, for example, if organization policy says that employee 2 should pass on the information to employee 2, so it will become horizontal, okay, because both are of same level, and employee 2 will pass the message to the manager, and ultimately they will give the required goods to the production department. So here, if you will see, here it is horizontal communication and here it is vertical communication. Okay. Now, if company says that a relevant person can communicate directly with the other relevant person, there is no structure. So what can be done? Employee 2 can directly contact the manager. Now, if you will see, it is diagonal. No, here information is flowing diagonally. So that's why it is cross-functional communication between relevant persons directly. Okay, rather than going through this channel, E2 will communicate to the E2 of the other department, and he will communicate to his superior officer, and then goods will be transferred. Rather than that, if company is saying that relevant persons can communicate directly with each other, so E2 will communicate with the manager only of the purchase department. Then here, if you will see, it is diagonal in nature. No, it is cross-functional communication. Okay, because diagonal communication, it is a direct communication between the relevant parties. Okay, here E2 is working for production department. He wants some goods from the purchase department, so he will directly communicate with the manager. So this is diagonal communication. This is another pattern which may be followed in the organization. Okay, so diagonal communication means what? Cross-functional communication. See, two functions, production and purchase. These are the two functions of an organization. Cross-functional means employee of production department is directly communicating with employee of a purchase department. That is, relevant parties are communicating with directly with themselves. Understood? So this is a diagonal form of our communication. Okay. So any organization can follow any type of pattern of communication. If organization says there should be strict pattern, then E2 will first communicate with another E2, that is horizontal. He will pass the information to the manager. So this is horizontal and vertical. Or if company says that employees can directly communicate with the relevant persons, then it will lead to cross-functional communications also. Okay, so that's why it is called as diagonal communication. So formal communication is of three types. It can be vertical, that is between subordinates and superiors, upward and downward flow of information. Horizontal means between persons of same level in the organization. Diagonal means directly between the relevant persons they will communicate. It is called as diagonal communication, or it can be also called as cross-functional communication. Understood this much? Okay, yeah. Now another type of communication based on the purpose can be informal communication. This is a very common, that is informal communication means, yeah, information communication is casual, friendly and unofficial. Okay, like if two friends meet together, they will start communication, no, immediately. So it is a spontaneous communication, conversation. So if two friends suddenly meet, they will start talking on any topic. So this is informal communication. So there is no need that there should be some agenda, etc. Okay, if you and your friends suddenly meet, you will start talking on any topic. So that's why we can say that it is spontaneous. Okay, you can start the communication immediately. Okay, so that's why it is casual, friendly, and unofficial, and it is a spontaneous also. Okay, an exchange of information between two or more persons without conforming to rules, process systems, etc. Okay, in informal communication, there is no any rules, etc. Okay, if you and your known persons are suddenly meet together, then you will follow rules or something like that. Nothing. No, you will start talking immediately on any topic you can talk. So that is an informal communication. So informal communication is basically between families, friends, neighbors, members of community. Okay, basically it is social in nature. Okay, here work related communication will not be there. It will be basically social in nature of common interest. Okay, so such type of communications are called as informal communication. Now, in the previous paragraph, we have seen that formal communication means which is strictly related to official work. But in an organization also, there will be informal communication. Okay, that is called as grapevine or gossip in office. It means those communication which are not related to work. Okay, okay, because if in an organization, if people are working, they will become friends, no? So they can also talk among themselves other than work related. Such a type of communication is called as grapevine or gossip in the office. Understood? So employees of different department and varied level meet and discuss matter casually and informally. Okay, not necessary that they will always talk about work matters only. They can talk about other matters also, no? Because if they are working in an office for some years, definitely they will develop some friendly relationship with each other. So such type of communication, which is other than related to work, it is called as grapevine, or you can call it as gossip also in the office. Understood? This much, everybody, about formal and informal medium of communication. Okay, so I think for today we can stop here. We will continue in the next class.